What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. So today guys, I want to show you a couple of videos that actually show you guys that we are very near. This is a guy from the BIS telling you this unified ledger they're working on. The idea is to put everything on it, like apps, a phone, tokenizing them could make buying, selling assets faster, cheaper, more transparent, and make delayed settlements of different assets like stocks, bonds, and FX a thing of the past, right? So think about the system now. To really have this 100% working, guys, is going to take a long time. It is not going to be instantly. It is not going to be a couple of months or years. It's going to take a long time before this is actually reality, right? Before everything is really working like this. Because that's just how it goes. You're replacing a whole financial system here. It's not something that is easily done. Now, for payments, we are almost there, right? Because they are starting to upgrade the systems in March, which we have shown you many times on this channel, guys, that March is a really key date, especially end of March, 20 March till the end of March is going to be 100% filled with some kind of events, guys. Things are going to happen. Make no mistake, right? So let's take a look at this video for a bit, and then we see other videos, guys, which also show you that we need this migration process to happen, and something needs to trigger that, right? Something needs to happen for the going from the old to the new system. Let's take a look.
CBDCs and tokenized deposits would appear in separate partitions of the unified ledger. Because they share a common ledger, they can be brought together and used in an efficient way through smart contracts. This would facilitate inclusion and lower transaction costs. Other partitions of the ledger could be used for other assets. The novel functionalities arising from this design can enable money to work more efficiently. It takes me to my next point. When combined with programmability and composability, the additional functionality could open a whole new range of services that impact our daily lives. One example is by enabling micropayments that are currently not economical, such as tips to the providers of social media content or direct payments between Internet of Things devices. Tokenized deposits and CBDCs could also open the door for more efficient payment arrangements in business settings or for larger purchases. For example, the BIS Innovation Hub Singapore Center plans to experiment with embedding policy and regulatory measures in smart contracts with the view of automating compliance and increasing transparency. Compliance costs are large, but by using tokenized deposits and smart contracts, costs would fall, making payments more efficient. This would facilitate inclusion. Another example would be the process of escrow for buying a house. Escrow accounts secure the funds provided by the buyer until the conditions of a real estate contract are fulfilled. As escrow accounts are usually handled by a third party, the escrow process involves the transfer of funds across different accounts, often at different banks. Using a smart contract, the escrow process could be automated by locking the respective funds in the buyer's account. Once the escrow process is concluded, the smart contract transfers the money to the seller automatically, and instant settlement is achieved via digital central bank money. By relying on the same institutional structure and using the same trusted settlement asset as in today's system, the singleness of money is preserved. The full benefits of this revamped escrow process arise from having commercial bank deposits and central bank money in the same programmable form on an integrated platform, a unified ledger. Thinking even further ahead, we could envisage both assets and multiple regulated entities, commercial banks, payment services providers, assets registers.
Now he makes very good points here, guys, right? because we are living in an online environment as well. So we need tokenization. We need things to go faster. We need things to go cheaper, especially with payments. It's just a mess right now. Now here, it brings me to a next video, guys, of Rosie Rios, where she talks about Ripple XRP. Money makes the world go around. This is more about utility. Now she will talk more about that, the change that is happening, and that it will take a bit of time.
Directs and coordinated action across agencies to mitigate illicit financing, promote safe and affordable financial services, and explore, yes, a U.S. central bank digital currency. Now, you may know that over 80% of developed countries right now are looking at a central bank digital currency. It will happen, and it will happen in the U.S., but it is absolutely going to take some time. As you know, things don't happen very, very quickly, especially when it comes to the central bank. Now, they are taking this very, very seriously. The U.S. currency is a world reserve currency. So
they are taking this very, very seriously, right? Now, the US is a world currency right now, but like, I guess that will change, guys. That will definitely change. Now, she's saying that it will take a while for a Cbdc to be there, right? But don't underestimate what they're already doing, because they are already putting the underlying technology in place for it to be used immediately, right? You can go to the FedNow service, you can go to Volanti Technologies. These are all companies that work with the Bank of America that are already going to upgrade all their systems by March, right? And they are doing what they can actually now to make everything more efficient.
So it is important for them to get this right. But I guess my point to that would be, I wouldn't hold your breath anytime soon. It is going to take a considerable amount of time, because it is a world reserve currency. It's accepted everywhere, before the Federal Reserve actually decides to back a central bank digital currency. It absolutely will take some time. So over the past year, the agencies across the government have worked together to develop frameworks and policy recommendations that advance the 6 priorities identified in that executive order. The Financial Stability Oversight Council, which the Secretary of the Treasury chairs, published a report just this last October that examined the potential financial stability implications of crypto asset activities. As you know, crypto has been in the news time and time again, and I just want to share that I am on the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP. And so when people ask me the question, why did you join the board of Ripple? I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything.
There is your answer, guys. This is why she first talks about US central bank digital currency, and now she talks about XRP. This is Rosie Rios. You can see what she's doing. She's 43rd Treasurer of the United States. She's on the board with Ripple. Now, if this doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will, guys. But this is happening, right? And that is why we were saying that in March it's going to be very important, because this is the date that they're upgrading the systems. Now, it doesn't mean that a US Cbdc will be there in March. No, that's not what we're saying here, guys. We're talking about the use case of XRP, and she's saying that XRP has a purpose. How many cryptocurrencies out there have a purpose, guys? A purpose told to you by a treasurer of the United States. There is none. There is none. Of course, there are a couple of cryptos that have some purpose, but it's not going to be like this, guys. Right? They already accepted XRP's purpose for something bigger. A Big Bang event confirmed. I feel like I'm waiting to hear one of these people say flip the switch. Now, she also talks about this in this interview. Let's take a look.
By putting in a 4 validators model, because what we saw is that there was an increase of fragmentation on the one hand, and so a loss of liquidity to trade the issue in itself. And secondly, as you work instantaneously, you lose all the advantages of netting for some of the parties, which can lead to more fails, which can lead to more volumes, and which can lead to more credit consumption in our space. But then I would say the biggest challenge that we see in the longer run, so you can solve for a number of these problems, but the bigger challenge that we see is not to find a good solution, but it is how do you organize the migration from a current environment with a very strong network effect with parties across the world, across issuers and investors that are connected on an ecosystem. How on earth are you going to organize that migration without expecting a big bang? And
without expecting a big bang. Now, what does that mean? It means she's actually giving you a heads up that there is no other way to do this without a big bang. See how these people talk, guys. They actually give you a heads up. So the thing here is it needs a big bang in order to switch the whole system, because there's no other way. That big bang can be anything, guys. It can be a massive black swan event where everything just goes black, right? There is no electricity for a couple of days. Things like this are on the horizon, guys. With everything that's going on, that wouldn't surprise me, right? That is why get your funds off exchanges, put it on cold wallets where you have access, where you have control, right? Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.